Ladies and gentlemen, there was a time when my world felt hollow. A loud silence filled my heart, though the world around me never stopped shouting. I was breathing, yes, but I wasn't living. Each day felt like a repeat of the last. I was running, yet I didn't know where to. Chasing shadows, pleasing people, seeking temporary comforts, all while ignoring the one voice that mattered most, my own soul. It was in that silence that I heard something, not from outside, but within. A gentle question arose, is this all there is? That question didn't seek an answer from the world. It demanded one from myself, and in searching I found Islam. But Islam did not appear like a loud revolution. It came like the morning breeze, soft, unseen, but undeniable. The first transformation, discipline, not the kind that suffocates, but the kind that frees. Waking up for Fajr wasn't just a prayer, it was a declaration. I choose to rise before the sun, not just physically, but spiritually. 5 times a day I paused, and in those pauses I remembered, I am not my problems, I am not my past. I am a soul, created by purpose, wrapped in mercy. I used to think strength came from control, but Islam taught me real strength is in surrender. Surrendering not to weakness, but to Al-Rahman, the most compassionate, to Al-Hadi, the one who guides. And through that surrender came power, not the kind that dominates others, but the kind that liberates yourself from yourself. My ego, it began to shrink. My complaints, they began to turn into doors. My fear of tomorrow, replaced by tawakkul, reliance on God. I began to walk slower, speak less, listen more, and in silence I found the most powerful voice, the Quran. Its verses didn't just speak to me, they healed me. Ayah by ayah, I peeled away layers I didn't even know I was hiding behind. Before Islam, I was reacting. After Islam, I began responding with sabr, with shakr, with hope. The world still had storms. But now I had an anchor. My friends, the journey from darkness to light was never about perfection. It was about direction. Darkness didn't leave me in a day, but I no longer feared it, because even the tiniest light is stronger than all the darkness in the world. And that light, it was always there, waiting for me to turn towards it. Alhamdulillah, I did. Let this be a reminder, you're not as far as you think. The door is not locked. The light is not gone. It is still calling you. Just listen. True transformation begins within. When the soul is ready, the path becomes visible. This is not just a poetic statement, but a lived truth for anyone who has walked through the fire of personal struggle and emerged renewed. Transformation is not something that can be forced from the outside. No amount of external advice, guidance, or pressure can create lasting change if the inner soil of the soul is not fertile and ready. Often, people search for solutions outside themselves, books, people, systems, but find no lasting satisfaction. The reason is simple. Transformation must begin from within. It must be born from a place deep inside where the soul, tired of running, tired of pretending, tired of carrying the weight of emptiness, begins to whisper that it is time to return, time to realign. There is a subtle difference between change and transformation. Change can be cosmetic, surface level, temporary. Transformation, however, is irreversible. Like a seed that becomes a tree, it cannot go back to being a seed. That irreversible shift, that profound inward movement, happens when a person begins to question not just what they are doing, but who they are being. When the questions go deeper than what's wrong with my habits, to what is the condition of my heart, then the soul has begun to awaken. That awakening is the first sign that the path is about to appear. The path was always there, but we were not yet ready to see it. When the soul is ready, clarity begins to replace confusion. You start to notice the difference between noise and silence, distraction and reflection, illusion and truth. It is as if a veil has been lifted from your eyes. People can be saying the same things they always said. The world continues to behave in its chaotic way, but your interpretation changes. You no longer respond from a place of impulse, but from awareness. That awareness doesn't come from outside. It grows from within. Slowly, silently, like dawn breaking across a silent sky, the inner light begins to grow. You begin to feel drawn toward meaning, toward simplicity, toward authenticity. You begin to value solitude more than empty company. You begin to crave connection with the divine more than validation from people. The path invisible for so long now starts to become clearer. But why is it that the soul must be ready? Why not simply give people the truth directly and expect them to change? The answer is found in nature. Even rain will not nourish a seed that is not yet ripe to receive it. The timing of truth is sacred. A lesson received too early can be lost. A lesson received too late can become regret. But when the soul is finally open, even the softest whisper can become a thunderclap. What once sounded like noise suddenly sounds like a divine call. What once felt irrelevant now feels urgent. This readiness of the soul is often born from pain. It comes when a person has exhausted their own strength, when the illusion of control collapses, and when the ego finally steps aside. That is when the heart opens like a cracked window, letting in fresh air after years of suffocation. This inward readiness is not dramatic or loud. It may happen quietly, while reading a verse during a long walk, in the middle of the night while lying awake. But its effects are lasting. When the soul opens, guidance flows in. You begin to see signs where before you saw randomness. You begin to trust that your life is not chaos, but choreography. The books you read begin to speak differently. The prayers you once rushed through now feel like shelter. Your priorities shift. The things that used to excite you lose their taste, and the things you once ignored start to glow with meaning. From this state of inner readiness, transformation flows naturally. You don't have to force it. You don't need to fake it. You become like water, gentle but unstoppable. The path ahead may still have struggle, but now you walk it with purpose. You are no longer lost. You may not know exactly where you're going, but you know who you are walking with. You carry light, and that is enough to guide each step. This kind of transformation cannot be purchased, gifted, or borrowed. It must be lived, and it begins in a place where no one else can reach, deep within your own soul. When you're finally quiet enough to hear the call, and humble enough to respond, the door opens, and what once felt like darkness begins to dissolve, not because the world has changed, but because you have. Conclusion 500 words. Light does not fight darkness, it simply shines. And that's the most beautiful truth I've come to realize through my journey into Islam. Transformation isn't about struggle or resistance, it's about alignment. When I look back at the version of myself before this path, I see someone constantly trying to fix things, fix habits, fix relationships, fix identity, all through external effort. But nothing truly changed because inside I was still sitting in darkness, still disconnected from who I truly was, and more importantly, from the one who created me. When Islam entered my life, it didn't come to fight my darkness. It came to remind me that I had light within me all along. I had just forgotten it. And what Islam gave me wasn't a new identity. It gave me permission to remember my true one, a soul created in honor, a human being with purpose, a servant who is never abandoned, no matter how lost they feel. The world teaches us to fight our pain, to hustle through it, to deny it. But Islam taught me to sit with it, to allow the pain to break me open, because sometimes we must be shattered to finally let the light in. In the stillness of Salah *, in the tears of *, in the reflection upon the Quran, I didn't find a religion that demanded perfection. I found a way of life that honored effort, sincerity, and return, no matter how late, no matter how broken. What changed me was not force. It was truth, not pressure, but presence. In a world obsessed with appearance, Islam called me inward to examine my intention, to align my actions with values, to build character quietly even when no one is watching. And that is where real transformation lives, in silence, in honesty, in submission. There is a verse in the Quran that says, Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is within themselves. I used to think change came from grand efforts, from doing more, but now I understand. It begins with being more aware, more grateful, more trusting, more sincere. Darkness is not something we defeat. It's something we outgrow. When you light even the smallest candle, the shadows retreat not by force, but by nature. Islam was my candle. It didn't erase my past, but it gave me a way to walk forward with peace. It reminded me that guidance is always near, and hope is never lost. So no, light does not fight darkness. It has no need to. It just shines. And if you let it, it will shine through you too. All you have to do is stop running from the darkness and turn toward the light. The path is already there. You just have to walk it.